As a chorus, which is, oh, the rose and the lily, oh, for the rose and the lily. And as the rose is so sweetly grown, so the lily is so sweetly sown. And hope they'll remember it through the chorus song as well. There were 3 men came from over the way, oh, for the rose and the lily, oh. And these 3 men came after one lady, as the rose is so sweetly sown. The first man came, he was all in white, he asked her if she'd be his delight. The next man came and he was all in green, asked her if she would be his queen. Oh, the rose and the lily, oh, for the rose and the lily. And as the rose is so sweetly grown, so the lily is so sweetly sown. The first man came, he was all in white, asked her if she'd be his delight. The last man came and he was dressed in red, he asked of her if she would wed. For I have asked your old father dear, and also she who did you bear. And I have asked of your sister Anne, but I've never met your brother John. Oh, the rose and the lily, oh, for the rose and the lily. And as the rose is so sweetly grown, so the lily is so sweetly sown. Along the road as they rode along, they came upon her brother John. She stood low to give him kisses sweet, he to her heart did a dagger meet. I wish I was on yonder stile, for there I'd sit and I'd bleed a while. I wish I was on yonder hill, for there I'd sit and I'd make my will. Oh, the rose and the lily, oh, for the rose and the lily. And as the rose is so sweetly grown, so the lily is so sweetly sown. What would you give to your father dear, this gallant horse that does me bear? What would you give to your mother dear, this wedding dress that I do wear? What would you give to your mother dear, this silken dress that I do wear? But she must wash it very, very clean, for my heart's blood sticks in every seam. Oh, the rose and the lily, oh, for the rose and the lily. And as the rose is so sweetly grown, so the lily is so sweetly sown. What would you give to your sister Anne, this fine gold ring and my feathered fan? What would you give to your brother John, a tall, tall tree to hang him on? What would you give to your brother John, a rope and gallows to hang him on? What would you give to your brother's wife, a widow's weeds and a peaceful life? Oh, the rose and the lily, oh, for the rose and the lily. And as the rose is so sweetly grown, so the lily is so sweetly sown. So